Have you ever wondered what makes a person a sociopath? This question is a portal into a fascinating yet complex realm of psychology. Today we delve into the mystery of sociopathy, a term you might have heard in passing conversations or perhaps seen in popular media. Sociopathy, also known as antisocial personality disorder, is a mental health condition that is as intriguing as it is perplexing. It's characterized by a consistent disregard for right and wrong, a trait that seems alien to most of us. Now, imagine a world where the feelings and rights of others are mere afterthoughts, if thought of at all. That's the world a sociopath inhabits. At the heart of sociopathy lies a distinct lack of empathy for others, a deficiency that often leads to manipulative and harsh behaviors. But it's not just the occasional lapse in judgment we all experience. No, sociopathy is a persistent pattern, a behavioral trait that's as consistent as the rising sun. People with antisocial personality disorder often treat others with a sort of cruel indifference that's hard for most of us to comprehend. They are not the misunderstood villains we often see portrayed in cinema. Instead, they're individuals who knowingly cause anger and upset, treating it almost like a game of chess, and they're always playing to win. But perhaps the most chilling aspect of sociopathy is the absence of remorse. Imagine causing harm without feeling an ounce of regret, without that pang of guilt that usually accompanies wrongdoings. This lack of remorse, this immunity to guilt, is a hallmark of sociopathy. So why delve into this topic? Why unravel the mystery of sociopathy? Well, understanding this condition allows us to better comprehend the complexities of human behavior. It helps us recognize that not everyone experiences emotions or perceives the world in the same way, and with this understanding, we can better navigate our interactions with others and perhaps even foster a more empathetic society. Understanding sociopathy helps us to navigate the complex landscape of human behavior. You might have heard the term sociopath used interchangeably with psychopath, but is there a difference? The answer is not as black and white as you might think. While the terms sociopath and psychopath are often used interchangeably in popular culture, there are subtle differences in clinical usage. Both fall under the umbrella of antisocial personality disorders, a category that describes individuals who consistently show no regard for right and wrong and ignore the rights and feelings of others. However, when we dive deeper, we find that psychopathy is generally considered more severe. It's associated with more calculated, manipulative behaviors and a greater lack of remorse or empathy. On the other hand, sociopathy is often linked with more impulsive actions and a capacity, albeit limited, for forming attachments. While the distinctions can be nuanced, they help us to better understand the spectrum of antisocial behavior. So, what causes a person to develop sociopathy? Let's delve into the labyrinth of causes that may play a role in the development of this enigmatic disorder. It's crucial to remember that there's no one-size-fits-all answer to this question, as there's no single cause that stands alone. Instead, it's a complex web of genetic, environmental, and social factors that can contribute to the emergence of antisocial personality disorder or sociopathy. First, let's talk about genetics. It's like being dealt a hand of cards at birth. Some people may be predisposed to sociopathy due to their genetic makeup. This doesn't mean they are destined to become sociopaths, but certain genetic factors might make them more susceptible to the condition. Next, we have the environmental factors. These are the circumstances and experiences one goes through in life. A turbulent, unstable, or abusive upbringing can play a significant role in the development of sociopathy. Early exposure to violence, neglect, or emotional trauma can trigger the disorder in those who are genetically predisposed. Now let's move on to social factors. Our society and culture can significantly influence our behavior and personality development. Factors such as poverty, lack of education, and exposure to criminal behavior can contribute to the development of sociopathy. Societal norms and expectations can also play a part. For instance, societies that value aggression and dominance may inadvertently foster sociopathic traits. And finally, it's essential to remember that these factors don't work in isolation. They intertwine, interact, and influence each other in ways that are still not fully understood. A person with a genetic predisposition, raised in a nurturing environment, might never develop sociopathy, while another person with the same genetic makeup but exposed to negative environmental and social factors might. The causes of sociopathy are complex and often interwoven, painting a complicated picture of this perplexing condition. I ever wonder what's happening inside the brain of a sociopath? is a question that has intrigued scientists and psychologists for years, leading to a wealth of research to uncover the neurological aspects of antisocial personality disorder or sociopathy. It's been discovered that the brain of a sociopath is quite different from that of a neurotypical individual. To understand these differences, let's first delve into the areas of the brain that are most implicated. These include the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for decision-making and impulse control, and the amygdala, our emotional processing center. In a neurotypical brain, the amygdala plays a crucial role in feeling empathy for others. It helps us understand and share the emotions of those around us, but in the brain of a sociopath, the amygdala functions differently. It's less active, leading to a decreased ability to feel empathy. This could explain why sociopaths often seem indifferent to the feelings of others or lack remorse for their actions. Likewise, the prefrontal cortex in a sociopath's brain often shows abnormalities. This region is responsible for decision-making and impulse control, two areas where sociopaths typically struggle. Research indicates that in sociopaths, the prefrontal cortex may be smaller or less active, potentially contributing to their impulsivity and disregard for social norms. It's important to note that these differences don't make someone a sociopath. The brain is incredibly complex, and these findings are just one piece of the puzzle. However, they do provide a fascinating glimpse into the potential biological basis for sociopathy. Also, it's crucial to remember that these findings don't excuse or justify harmful behavior. A diagnosis of sociopathy doesn't absolve someone of responsibility for their actions. It simply provides a framework for understanding why they may behave in certain ways. In conclusion, the brain of a sociopath is a rich and complex territory, offering intriguing insights into the biological basis of their behavior. It's a reminder that our brains are as unique as we are, influencing how we see and interact with the world around us. The brain of a sociopath offers intriguing insights into the biological basis of their behavior. How does one cope or interact with a person diagnosed with sociopathy? This, indeed, is a question often asked by those who find themselves in the orbit of a sociopath. When dealing with a sociopath, it's crucial to understand their behavior. Sociopaths do not share the same moral compass as the majority of us. They may manipulate, provoke, and disregard the feelings of others without a hint of remorse. Understanding this can help us approach interactions with them more effectively. One of the most important strategies is setting boundaries. Since sociopaths often seek to manipulate others to their advantage, clear and firm boundaries can act as a safeguard. These boundaries should be non-negotiable and consistently enforced. It might be as simple as saying no to unreasonable requests, or as complex as limiting the time and energy spent on the sociopath. Remember, boundaries are not about changing the sociopath's behavior, but rather about protecting your own mental and emotional health. The act of setting boundaries might be challenging, but it is a necessary step in ensuring your own well-being. Another crucial aspect of dealing with sociopathy is seeking professional help. Therapists and counselors who specialize in antisocial personality disorders can provide guidance and strategies to navigate these difficult relationships. They can offer support and help to understand the sociopath's behavior better. Prioritizing one's own mental health is also essential. Dealing with a sociopath can be draining, both emotionally and mentally. It's important to take time for self-care and to engage in activities that promote mental well-being. This might include meditation, physical exercise, or simply spending time with loved ones. It's also important to remember that you are not alone. Many people have found themselves dealing with a sociopath at some point in their lives. Reach out to support groups and online communities where you can share experiences and gain insights. While interacting with a sociopath can be challenging, understanding their behavior can provide us with the tools to protect ourselves and seek the right help. Remember, your well-being matters, and you have the power to protect it. As we conclude our exploration of sociopathy, let's recap what we've learned. We've delved into the intriguing world of antisocial personality disorder, or sociopathy, a mental health condition marked by a consistent disregard for right and wrong, and an indifference to others' feelings and rights. These individuals often provoke, manipulate, and treat others harshly without remorse. We've also examined the various synonyms of sociopathy, including antisocial personality disorder, and how they allude to the same pervasive pattern of disregard for societal norms. We've explored the potential causes, which can range from genetic factors to environmental influences. Our journey took us into the depths of the brain, where we discovered the significant role it plays in this disorder. Lastly, we've discussed how to interact with individuals with sociopathy, highlighting the importance of setting boundaries and seeking professional help. And there we have it, a closer look at the enigma that is sociopathy. Remember, understanding is the first step to compassion and effective action.